Okay, so here's the introduction. Ooh, I almost dropped the clicky of the camera. Oh, there. I got you right side up now. Whew. Anyway, 235 John Deere windrower. One problem already. Uh-oh. All you IH New Holland guys are probably like, oh, gotta go back. Tire's got a leak in it. I haven't done anything with it the sticker's still on there. I haven't even mowed an acre of hay. It's been here for 3 or 4 days. And I put air in it once, so I think I'm just going to call the dealer up and say, hey, I got a flat tire, dude. Let's see what happens. So anyways, as far as the overall performance of the machine, I have no idea yet. But I figured I'd just give you an introduction to it. I had the bigger tires put on because I wanted the bigger tires. This thing's got to float. And if it doesn't float, then it sinks, and then I got to go pull it out of the mud, which I don't want to have to do. So I got the 16.5, 16.1s, just like I had on the Speedrower 240. And boy, wouldn't you know it. Even with the wheels facing straight out the back, or backwards, you know, in the reverse position, that machine is actually still pretty level. As a matter of fact, it sags in the back. The New Holland kicked it forward. It was really weird. It kicked it forward. So, I don't know. I think I'm going to be happier with this machine. What else did I see? There's really nothing. I can't say much about it other than I love the toolbox. Here you go. Anybody wants to steal something from me? There's about $1,000 in that box. Yeah, you heard me. About $1,000 in that box between blades and shear hubs and other things. The one thing that I do have to keep my eyes on is this actually has break-in oil in it. Replace break-in lubricant after 50 hours. So I'm going to have to keep my eyes on that. I guess it's just a thinner lube, you know, and it's probably just hydraulic oil if I got them right. Years ago, when you rebuilt the John Deere engine, you were supposed to buy this break-in lubricant from John Deere. And I don't know if they still do that or not. And of course you put it in there. I believe it was 10 hours. I don't know. It was something silly like that. But yeah, so the interior of the cab, I guess I could take you in there. It does have the D.E.F, the blue D.E.F. Of course they only gave me about a piss handful. The tank of diesel was empty when I got it. Like I've said before, that this thing is so much more accessible than what the New Holland was. That, you know, I'm done bashing New Holland. You know, I think they're, you know, if their product fits your operation, then go for it. But I'm glad I spent the extra 30 grand on the green machine because just to ease access. Hopefully I never have to do anything in there, but it's easier to get up on it. I mean, even just to change the fuel pumps. Whammo, there's the D.E.F tank, there's the fuel tank, and it has a 150-gallon fuel tank. It is hot in here, I'm going to tell you. So what I'll do, oh god, wait, it's just got to be hotter than hell. There are some differences that I'm not thrilled about. Oh shit. Well, what you got to do is you got to wait for this thing to, that's a touch screen there, so you kind of got to, let me kill that. That's a touch screen, and you got to wait for it to boot up in order for you to start the key, and it beeps at you and says, okay, here you go. So you just turn the key. Now, what do you hear other than the air conditioner? That is just the amazing thing, and everything is right here to turn that fan up or down, and it will blow your cap off if you're not careful. Even has Bluetooth for your telephone, and of course your hazard lights and your dome and your other lights are all right here accessible. I can check, I don't know, I can check everything, gallons to the acre. I can check, you know, hours on the machine. I can do the exhaust thing, I can put it on auto or disable it. They, of course, don't recommend you disable anything. That darkens the screen. I don't know the screen too well yet, but kind of a cool little thing. and I think we can refresh that or just go back to the main screen. My fuel levels, obviously, here's the fuel, here's the horsepower that's used. So when you get into the heavy hay, that thing's going to climb up, and your temperature is right there. Maybe you can't see it too well. Let's see. Yeah, there you go. That's your horsepower usage. This is your temperature, obviously fuel, and that's your DEF. 900 RPM is what she's idling at right now. Here, I'm going to show you something and see if you can hear the difference. I hear a fan, and watch this. Give it a second, and that fan will shut off. Can you hear anything? Other than the, yeah, there it is. That's 2,400 RPMs that thing is screaming at back there, and I can barely hear it. I'm deaf in my left ear though, so. But that's it. The damn thing is effing quiet. So, the things that I don't like that I'm actually going to miss on the New Holland, and yes, there are a few things I'm going to miss on the New Holland with this Deere, and I don't particularly like the position of the seat, where you move the seat to and from, but this console is identical. You don't want to turn that while it's idling and in park, because it will just cause it to go crazy. The other thing is there's a bar on the New Holland that went from here to here, and what I would do is just use my pinky and rest on there, and then, you know, you could do whatever the hell you wanted. But you don't even hear, the stupid thing is you don't even hear the whine of the hydraulic pumps like you did in New Holland. And I'm not going to miss that. Of course, I have my mirror. The New Holland had 2 mirrors. This one has 1, so I can look behind me as I'm going down the road. Of course, it's got mirrors out the side. It shows off my junk pile. The header is a 14.9, I guess. It's not quite 15 feet, whereas the New Holland was 15 feet 2 inches. So I do like this hood better because it's plastic up there, high impact plastic, so I won't have all dented crap. The other thing is, and I always thought that this was really cool about the New Holland case, was it had 2 drive motors instead of just 1. But that drive motor is twice as big, and I've talked to a lot of guys that have run the John Deeres, and they're like, dude, you don't know what the hell you're talking about. That 1 drive pump, that 1 drive motor has more horsepower than those 2 little ones on the New Holland. And the John Deere says that this thing will mow in stuff that you can't mow with anything else. So we're going to find out, though, because you know what? That's what I do here at OneLowlyFarmer.com. The other thing is, if you push this down, there's actually a detent here. So there's like 1, and then there's a farther, and then here, you know, it goes up and down rather smoothly. I'm pretty pleased with that. The tilt is there. Then you can tilt that header. That thing's noisy, and I don't understand why, but I think it's just the way it is. But yeah, you're tilting, that's all right here, but when you're in gear, and I'll put it in gear, of course you can barely hear it, and then you hit that detent, and it goes automatically down. Or, yeah, you can hit 1 and she'll come up automatic, or you hit 2 and she'll go down automatic. So, but it won't do that. Watch, I'll shut it off. I can hit 1, I can hit 2, it won't matter. It only does that while it's in gear. So, yeah, so the interior of this machine is just second to none. It is really spacious. It's got more space, got more cup holders than a movie theater. Got your little rubber, I guess you can put your lunchbox there. You can put a couple cans of soda. You can plug in. It's got you can plug your headset into that, or you can hook it up USB, you know, through the Wi-Fi. It's got a cup holder here that is, ooh, we got some stuff down there. Yeah, it's a Diagnostics Port underneath there, so it's well hidden. The filter, cab filter is up top here. The one in the New Holland was down below, and when you walk or even just move your feet, you're kicking dust up off the floor, and it would suck that thing shut. So this one here apparently isn't supposed to plug as fast, and there's also an exterior one. And you can, you know, they're directional, you can do whatever. Oh my god, it's hot as hell, so you do that. It's got a standard radio. There's nothing special about the radio. You know, it's got a CD player. I didn't spend a lot of money on a radio because I really don't care for the radio. I like to listen to the machine run. All these buttons, of course, have a function. I just haven't figured them all out yet. And everything is, I can do all kinds of stuff with this. Oop, where do we go here? Yeah. Oop, we turn that off, and I guess we could turn that off from here. I don't know, it's got everything under the sun. Here's your remote software updates, your display. I can do all kinds of adjustments here, my volume, my main, my diagnostics, my settings, English, numerical form, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, US, month, date, year. You know, I can do all that, which is fine. I don't need to do anything else. 24-hour clock I don't use, that's a European thing. I can do multiple screens, I guess, which I don't really want to do that. I can do all kinds of stuff. I can change these functions over, which I don't think I want to do that either. My performance tells me how many miles per hour, gallons an hour, acres an hour I'm doing. My header speed, you know, watch here, I'll turn that on, and that should come on. There it goes. The horsepower of this thing is unbelievable. It is 235 all day long with a bulge of 255. So anyways, that's just the inside of the tractor, or the inside, and your controls here. I don't like it over here. I'm used to it right in the front where most of them are. The other thing is your pressure controls are down there. It's a paddle, which is okay, but you know, not used to it. I'll get used to it. Some of you guys were like, oh yeah, if the air conditioner breaks, you know, just open a window or a door. Well, you don't see anything. There's your window opener right there. See, smash and dash. There's a door, but the second you open that up, it shuts everything off. So yes, you can disable it, but of course it disables everything that you're doing. It just disables it all. So yeah. What else was I going to say about the bad boy? Well, you know what? As far as this machine is concerned, I'm not ready to use it yet because we are so dry right now, and I'm hoping that these rain clouds form up and dump a shit ton of water on us. But we haven't had rain in a month. Yeah, a month. So my hay production is down. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to be doing some other things like fixing that 5020. Yeah, and doing some other stuff like fixing the 5020. And I got a little bit of a thing over there. If you guys have followed Mr. Heavy Chevy's channel, then you know that what that is on the back of that Ford. So anyways, if you like my John Deere, you know, you can always comment, rate, and subscribe. If you don't like my videos, well, you know, that's just too damn bad for you. The other thing is, yeah, thanks for watching. Don't forget to check out onelonelyfarmer.com, you know, pick up these cool things on onelonelyfarmer.com.